We'll get started here in 1 second. Once everything is set up properly. Go ahead and set this out over here. Get my area all set up for the day. Most important starting task of the stream, of course. Get the stream tags set up, we'll do an audio check, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We lost another subscriber though. Yikes. Another soldier down. A travesty, honestly. It truly is. But in times of darkness such as this, what can we do? What can we do, I ask you? Go ahead. Move that from playlist. Move from playlist. We're getting there. We are getting there. Are there any of these that I should save to watch later? Nah, we got all the videos about playlists. It looks like we're good for now. Looks like we are good for now. Alright, let me go ahead and pull this up and we will get started. Set up the stream tags and everything too. C. No. Control V. Sekiro, I love you. Welcome to the stream, Manta. I love all of my wonderful, loyal community members. You are all truly wonderful. All of you are so special. Each of you is like a flower burning in my heart. I think of all of you as I fall asleep at night. A single tear falls down my cheek as I weep for the lives we share together. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, welcome back to another Sekiro live stream. We're about to get started here in a second. All of the stream tags are set up. I'm gonna do an audio check, and then we're good to go. So funny thing about that, I actually did get ready to go to work today, and I drove to work and got to work and then checked my phone in the work parking lot and realized I do not work today. Yeah. Yeah. Yerks. So, you know, no work today, but we were up and ready for the day. I spent most of the day, honestly, just, getting Elden Ring footage. I didn't even get very much footage I streamed for 5 hours, and most of the 5 hours didn't even contribute very much to the footage in the grand scheme of things. But that's besides the point. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Anyway, stream tags are set up. Let me check audio. How's audio sound? Not that bad. Audio is fine. So we are good on everything. I didn't eat though. Didn't eat anything today. So we are good on everything. Eating is only for days where I've earned it. And I clearly didn't earn eating today. I haven't done enough. 53 to 54 kilograms, right? Yeah, that sounds about accurate. Do you have almond milk? I didn't, but I try to avoid sipping nut. The only time I drink cum is when I'm delving into the cum chalice, and that's only because Bloodborne makes it so easy. It's normally far harder to drink cum, trust me. Take my word for it. I don't know what we're doing today. I don't remember where we left off. right outside Senpo Temple. We got the Mortal Blade. We need to kill the Headless Ape. That's where we're going. Sunken Valley, but I don't actually remember how I got to the Sunken Valley the first time. But that is the direction that we should go. We're gonna go ahead and kill both versions of the ape real quick so that we can get 2 damage upgrades. I think we should prioritize getting as many of those as possible so that when we go into higher new game cycles, we can breeze through it quicker without too much trouble. If possible, we might just do every single ending back to back. Although that would mean we'd have to beat the game on like new game 4 or 5, so we might not do it that way. We might end up starting a new character. The thing is, though, if we do end up starting a new character, there will probably be a break between now and then. And in between that, we'd be streaming something different. Gasp, you finished Sekiro? Yeah, we finished Sekiro 2 nights ago. Yesterday's live stream was us going back through the game in New Game Plus, and we got halfway through the... Not halfway. We got about like a quarter of the way through the game, or about a third of the way through the game in New Game Plus in the last stream. But that does make it official. Well, that's not true. I have to beat Eternal Ring, released in 2000. But you need something? Sorry, I was interrupted. What was I going with that? I don't even remember. Damn it all. Silk Road Island Fertile, thought I should let you know. Well, you're a guy, right? So it wouldn't really matter how fertile you are. I mean... That might be, helpful information for, like... the young madames down the street. Seeing as you're a guy, I feel like your fertility level wouldn't really play an important factor in this situation. I've never got a man pregnant before, but I suppose there is a first time for everything. You never know. Stranger things have happened. It's that fucking old Justice League clip where they're all talking and Green Lantern's just like, I've seen stranger things. You're bisexual, right? Guess. Do I come off as a bisexual icon? Am I the representation within the Souls community that bi people deserve? Honestly, yeah. Maybe I'm just that guy. I'm just like CEO of LGBT representation. Welcome to the stream, Charlana. You seem like a bisexual pro-life content creator. Like, hold on. Like, bisexual pro-life as in I'm pro-bisexuals or like pro-bisexual people existing? Or like I'm a bisexual who's really against abortion? Because that would be like the weirdest way to come off. If people watched my streams and the takeaway they had was that I was a strange bisexual who really hated abortion. Like that can't somehow be the image I've cultivated as a creator. With your feminine voice and man build. Hope you're doing pretty good though, Trelana. That being said, I am definitely the pinnacle of LGBT representation here in the Souls community. That is definitely true. That's why I really, truly thought that putting out the Penetrator pegged me and called me gay on the first day of Pride Month was the single best video I've ever released, and it did not perform anywhere near as well as it deserved, honestly. Like, that was just like a masterclass in poetic timing. And how can you resist clicking on a video with that title? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Silk is definitely an advocate for us LGBTQ plus folks. I'd like to say that my channel has always been a bastion of free thinking and open thought. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's just glazing. I'm surprised those titles don't get views. Honestly, I am too. I've come up with some real bangers too. What was the one? The phalanx shattered my leg and stole my credit card? Like, I would click that if I saw that. I'd be like, well, now I gotta know. Silkro is a top and a bottom in a good way. He represents us. Wouldn't that just be a switch? If you're a top and a bottom? What about the Abritus one or the amygdala? Oh yeah, Abritus tickled my pickle and called me gay. I think that was the name of the one video. Something similar to that. It definitely started with Abritus tickled my pickle. That one didn't get very many views either. I don't know what boss I want to use it for, but eventually I want one of them to be that they flogged me through the street. From your experience, what was the hardest boss? Are we talking about, like, in Sekiro? Yes. So it kind of depends. Depends on how you're playing. But, I would say it'd be Guardian Ape. The one where you fight him and then you cut his head off and he becomes Headless Ape, though. Like, that fight specifically. If you're not using the umbrella to deal with his terror scream, it procs almost instantly and it's just, like, massive AoE damage. If you're using the umbrella, it's super easy and you'll breeze right through the fight. But assuming you don't have that, I'd say that'd be the hardest. Surely you do one for Demon of Hatred or Guardian Ape? Oh, for the video title name. Oh my god, I can't use that one. I thought of one immediately, but it's actually the darkest one I've come up with so far. I can't use that one. We're gonna have to move along. Oh, but that would just be the one that would work the best, honestly. Oh, good God. That would be such a horrible video title. That would probably be the most heinous, offensive thing I've ever had the mispleasure of coming up with yet. From where you are in the game, Chained Ogre, Genichiro, that... Oh, well, we're in New Game Plus right now. We already made it through the entire base game. I don't know. Like I said, for me, I feel like the hardest boss fight would be the ape, as long as you don't have the umbrella. If you do have the umbrella, then hardest boss fight would probably be, probably be... I don't know. I'd say second phase Owl, or the Owl rematch. But honestly, I don't think that fight was that hard. It was just so fucking boring that I didn't want to do it. It took so long because I didn't have the motivation to care. I fought him just fine with no umbrella, though. Doing Ape without any counter for his scream just sounds like a fucking obnoxious experience. I've never been a fan of enemies that spam AoE attacks directly on themselves, or like explosions or loud screams that do damage, because I always feel like they're poorly telegraphed and they come out so fast that it's just cheap. It's cheap free damage for the boss. That might be the weirdest question I've ever heard anyone ask someone. How much were your taxes? Don't you just run from his screen? I mean, yeah, you can just run from it, but if you don't get away from him as soon as he starts screaming, it'll start chipping your health pretty bad. We managed to almost beat him without using the umbrella, or to get him like halfway through second phase. But it was very tedious. If I did it again, I wouldn't do it without the umbrella. Just to get it done and over with. Yeah, we need to find our way to the depths, though. I think I remember how to get there. We go through the underground waterway. We jump into the pit, and it takes us to the depths. And then we find the woods and all that shit from there. I think I bought the umbrella for Ishin. I didn't use the umbrella on anything else. I only used the umbrella for the Headless Ape Terror Scream, and that was literally it. I never used it once. I never used it once after that in the entire playthrough. I don't really regret that either, to be honest. Just wasn't really necessary. My axe was the only thing I ever needed. Excited for the Sekiro anime? I'll definitely watch it, assuming it's not on Netflix. If it's on Netflix, I can't, because Netflix is greedy. I was gonna say, dude, I don't even know how much the government takes from me each paycheck. They just take however much money they take, and then once a year I get some money back. The axe combo? We're going the wrong direction. This is how to get to Senpo. Shit, how do we get to the depths? There's like a pit that we jump in. That's here in the underground. Dropping on Crunchyroll. People hate Crunchyroll and pirate anime all the time. I see a lot of hate online for Crunchyroll, but I'll be honest. Other than them switching to using a Israeli group for their subtitles, I don't see where most of the hate comes from. I've never had any problems with Crunchyroll. I think that there's way too much fucking slop on there. Like, I'm constantly baffled by how I can never find anything good on what is supposed to be the foremost anime watching site or app or whatever, but I don't know. And it always be shows that I want to watch too, like, or shows that like I specifically would want an anime platform to be able to watch too, like things that you'd really think would be on there. Tell me how the fuck Naruto does not have an English dub on Crunchyroll? Fuck all the way off. Like, dude, you can't be the anime site and not have the English dub of one of the most fucking popular anime in the history of goddamn anime, brother. You just can't. Took down all the pirating websites and it dropped their sales like crazy. See, but there's two ways I look at it, right? Which is that sometimes pirating isn't always bad, and some companies deserve to have their shit pirated. However, on the other hand, artists need money in order to make art, and if you're unwilling to give artists money so that they can produce art for you, you might not deserve to consume their art. I think piracy is a very circumstantial thing. Depending on what you're pirating and what your reasons are for pirating it, I think greatly impacts how valid you are for doing it. With anime, I think pirating would be valid since a lot of anime just can't be found in English in good quality in America or in the West or in a lot of other countries. Unless you find like hyper niche platforms and shit like that. But like I said, it also depends very much on who you're pirating stuff from. Like if you're someone who's pirating like a little indie game, like Silk Song or something like that, you're low-key just scum. You're scum. You are the problem. You are the reason that this world is nothing but evil multi-fucking-billion-dollar corporations. But if you're pirating some big game made by some massive company because they're evil, greedy fucks and you don't want to support them, but you want their game, well, you know what? Low-key, pirate away, big dog. Sail the seven seas. It all depends on, like, the money that you would be spending. Who are you taking that money away from? If you're taking it away from assholes, then fuck them. They don't deserve the money. I had a coworker pirate Sekiro, but he quit because it was too hard. See, that's the type of person I'm talking about. If you have to pirate a game like Sekiro and then quit it because you're bad at it, maybe you just should never have had Sekiro to begin with. Maybe you weren't worthy. Or maybe the game rejected him because he pirated it. He started the game and it was in New Game 30, just right off the bat. I'd never emulate your Yandere game. Unfortunately, I don't have a Yandere game. Otherwise, I bet it would make quite a bit of money. If Yandere dev wasn't such a fucking creepy weirdo, I bet he would have been able to make a pretty good bit of bank off that shit. If I have a bad trait, though, it's that, God, I love crazy women. The more madness, the better, honestly. Thoughts on playing Armored Core 6? I actually have long considered it, and I would if people were interested in watching it. No, Sekiro is definitely not as hard as people say. However, I think if you're not familiar with the type of game that Sekiro is trying to be, or the type of combat that Sekiro is trying to achieve, it can be a lot more punishing. Like the dude says, hesitation's defeat. If you come at this a little bit too scared that you're gonna fuck up, you just can't play that. Like, you can't play this like it's a Souls game where a big boss means lots of damage, I need to hide, or I need to be careful. You don't need to be careful. You need to be up in their face constantly. It doesn't matter how big they are. When you block that attack, you're not taking damage, so fuck them. That's why I really think Lies of P is such a good teaching moment if you want to transition from playing Souls games into Sekiro, but you've never played a game like Sekiro before, because Lies of P lets you stay in that familiar FromSoft combat rhythm while also letting you learn to block and parry for the first time. It's really just like the greatest teacher's aid in the classroom. Can you fuck right off, my big friend? You're being a little evil. Well, I'm interested in it, but yeah, fine. Well, I'm interested in it, but yeah, I'm fine with whatever. Well, even if one person is interested in it, that's reason enough to consider it at the very least. And it's something I've already considered, so it's not that far out of the realm of possibility, really. I'd have to buy it though. I think we'll do Armored Core, but before I do Armored Core, I low-key have to play Doom: The Dark Ages, because I bought it and it was like a $70 game, and then I never played it. So I kind of have to get that out of my backlog before we buy a new game. Just because it's been sitting there so long, and I need to get it done before I forget to ever do it. You should play the Lies of P DLC. I have no faith in their company now that they're switching to using AI, and I know that their next game is probably going to be some AI slop dog shit, but the DLC for the first game is genuinely some of the best Souls content that's come out. I honestly could not recommend the DLC enough. Overture is really good. It's a shame. It's a shame that they reached the peak and then said, let's slide into the valley of shit now that we're up top. We finally have the tallest slide we can slide down. I think misandry is a growing problem, but I mean everything's a problem. A world of misandrous, misogynist, sexist, racist, homophobes, transphobes. It's nothing but hate. The world is nothing but hate. Everyone will always hate each other, no matter how much you try to stop it. People just exist to hate. There's even a word for that. A word for just hating everyone. A word for just thinking humans suck. I forget what it is. Misanthrope. That's the word. Misanthropic. Is just hating people. You just don't like anyone. The final evolved form of being a hateful little shit. Maybe I'm misanthropic. Maybe I'm being misanthropic right now by describing everyone as selfish, hateful people. Who knows? Maybe only a Sith deals in absolutes. Silkro doesn't like people who drink milk. It's not that I don't like them. I just have to wonder if it's a kink thing. I mean, I have to. It can't be a flavor thing. I know you're not fucking out here drinking milk because it tastes good. Not even like a chocolate milk or a strawberry milk. Just fucking milk, bro. Didn't even know there was a kink lol. Dude, what? How do you not? I mean, there's been some things that surprised me though too that I wouldn't have assumed would be kinks. So no, you know what? You never know. What is the kink? I mean, there's like several, like people that have like a kink for drinking breast milk. That's a big one. People the people that like to bathe in milk. That's an obscure one. There used to be a meme on the internet where it was like a flyer for an old lady that would you'd pay her and she'd fill a bathtub with milk, not her milk, just milk, and you just sit in the bathtub naked while this like old lady, I guess, bathes you or watches you sit in the milk bathtub. It was like a dude. It was like a meme from a long time ago. I'm sure some of you have seen the picture. Yeah, the world's a wild place. Never underestimate the depths, or not even the depths, the heights that people will reach in order to satisfy whatever their hyper-specific niche kink is. Everything's a kink to someone. You've just gotta find someone weird enough for it to be true. A world of hate and lust. They're closed-minded and prejudiced to everyone or something. Zero logic to their statements and justification to mine. I don't know. I think a lot of people are just stupid. You'd be surprised how stupid the average person is, unfortunately. And I think part of the problem is that everyone thinks that they're above the average. And I just saw the image and the lady looks scary. You don't want to strip and bathe in milk in front of that kind old lady. You wouldn't feel so safe and at home in that situation. Imagine that's a family member of yours. Like, you're just scrolling the internet one day and you're like, Grandma, why is there a flyer where you're trying to get people to bathe in milk with you? Grandma got down back in the day. Where the fuck are we going? We need to go to the depths. I don't remember how to get there. I swear it was through the dungeon, but I just do not remember. Some shit you'd find in a Stephen King novel. Dude, everything in a Stephen King novel is some fucking insane, crazy shit. Nothing that I have ever or will ever read has ever surprised me more than finding out that there's a child sewer orgy in the original It. Cause like, what could fucking prepare you for that information? Nothing. Nothing could. That is the answer. It doesn't matter how much shock you've seen, how many crazy movies or ideas you've seen put to page. Nothing would ever prepare you for that to be a concept. I hated growing to realize that life is unfair and cruel and we can't do anything about it. There's not much to convince me otherwise. See, I'm on the bit of the opposite end of the spectrum. I realized that life was that way when I was incredibly young, while I was still a child. And I just accepted it. And was just like, shit, I guess that's how it is. And then later on down the line, I switched up. I was like, nah, I'm gonna try out being like a hyper-optimist. And that fucking didn't work. And now I'm back to acknowledging the true darkness in this world. Yeah, okay, I'll tell you exactly what happens. I've never read the book, but after finding out about this information, I had to find out what the actual context was. So I looked up the fucking page for it. So they're down in the sewers, right? And fucking out of nowhere, she's just like, okay, so every time the clown attacks, we all get like caught off guard and attacked, except for when we're together. Because when we're together, we're more powerful. Power of friendship, power of the super cosmic space god turtle that has chosen us. Anyway, so she's like, well, you know what would make us all so fucking close? If we were all, like, you know, like, close. Like, we're doing it close, you know? And all the kids are just like, oh, I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me. So they just take turns fucking her. Like, just one after another. Like, just, not like going full at it, but just like putting it in and I guess pulling it the fuck out as like a group fucking bonding exercise. It is the weirdest thing anyone has ever written in their fucking life, dude. You'd have to be high on such an incredible amount of cocaine. Did that actually work? Yes. I mean, presumably, they survive, so I guess yes, it does. But it's fucking mental. It's mental. It's genuinely mental. Like, so, like, how the fuck do you come up with that shit, bro? That was the only thing you could think of. The only way that you could be closer. The only friendly bonding exercise that you could think of was to just straight up go down and dirty in the middle of a shit-filled nasty sewer at like 12. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know why I never thought of that before. I mean, they could have just held hands or something. You'd fucking think, right? Like, let's form a friendship circle, but no. Clearly, that's the more logical option. It reminds me of soaking, if you've ever heard of soaking, where Mormons can't, like, have premarital sex, so they'll just, like, stick it inside each other, but then not move around, and then have someone else shake the bed, so that the shaking of the bed fucking makes them have sex, so that they're not technically sinning. Where it's just, like, some over-complicated, stupid loophole bullshit, where it's like, there's no way you think that's how this works. Yeah, now, Stephen King books have some wild shit in them. Shit I don't even know where to get started with. It's a shame, too, because he's written a lot of really good books. And a lot of them have been made into really entertaining products. Like, he's an incredibly talented author, but I also think he's a fucking weirdo. I'm not 100% sure that he himself is a pedophile. I also wouldn't let him near any of my kids, though, because I don't trust him enough not to be, if I ever had kids. Like, that's just the unfortunate truth of that. I just don't think drugs alone are enough of an excuse for that to be what you've come up with. And don't even get me wrong, I'm not saying that really dark or really weird ideas, potentially even ideas of that nature, don't have their place in writing. I'm not saying that. But the context for which those types of situations happen in Stephen King's work are never good enough to justify it happening, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, putting it this way, right? There's a lot of people that won't watch any media or condone any media that shows rape. Like, even if it's a story that isn't glorifying it or anything, they just will not consume that media because it offends them personally. And, like, if that's how you are, that is fine. You do not have to consume anything that makes you uncomfortable. Some of them go further, though, and think that any media that features rape at all just should not be allowed. And I wouldn't say that, because there's a lot of stories and characters that only exist the way they are because, unfortunately, the world is a terrible place and that kind of shit happens to people. Like, a good example of that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Fugo, blonde-haired dude whose stand poisons people. He gets sexually assaulted as a child by one of his teachers. Nothing, like, super crazy happens, but the attempt is obviously made. And, like, that is integral to his character. If you remove that from his character, that is no longer the same person. And unfortunately, that is a part of our world that does need to be reflected because it happens and it keeps happening because people can't keep their fucking hands to themselves. But with Stephen King, it's just like, God, dude, you're just like not writing about you can't possibly be writing about this for the right reasons. Sorry, that's just my little tangent on the state of writing dark topics in stories. And obviously it goes beyond just that. That's just one of the biggest, like, hot button issues when it comes to something being depicted in media. There's a lot of others as well. Berserk is another one where people often complain about there being too much sexual violence, or that the sexual violence is meaningless. And I definitely don't think that's the case. I'm not saying that every character that we see experience sexual violence gets fully fleshed out. Sometimes we do just see it happen because that's a cruel and just natural part of life, unfortunately. but most of our main characters who are victims of, actually no, all three of our main characters who are victims of sexual assault, even the one who later goes on to perpetrate it themselves, it becomes very integral to who they are as a person and the way it affects them. Like, Guts is raped as a child, Casca is sexually harassed as a child, Griffith is forced to sell his body to a pedophile. And all three of those have, like, very major psychological tolls that they play on the characters who, you know, are forced to experience it. Farnese is another example of that sort of exploration of dark sexuality, where she, you know, she gets off to burning people. She is a sexual sadist. She is a monster. She straight up gets off to watching people's charred corpses burned. Like, she is a genuine monster. But that is a part of her character. If you remove that from her, you are, like, whitewashing and changing that character from who they are. She can't grow to become a good person if she isn't a bad person to start with. I don't know. Fear and Hunger for me is another example of that. A lot of people denounce the first Fear and Hunger game for some of the sexual violence that your characters can experience or that can be inflicted upon you. Or they just say that it's like shocking and nothing else. But I can't agree with that. I really can't. I think an exploration of the darker aspects of human psyche has its place especially in art, if nowhere else. Like, Fear and Hunger is a very different story if you whitewash it and take out a lot of those themes. I can't remember the names of the gods right now, but the one god who's like the goddess of life and sexuality or whatever in Fear and Hunger is, like, you know, very often associated with rape and with grotesque sexual depravity. But that's a part of, you know, that form of evil. Can't think of her name, though. Fear and Hunger is a wonderful game. Crazy story. Crazy world. We could never stream it on the channel, obviously. But it's crazy. Sylvian, that's her name. Goddess of love, lust, and creation. Yeah, you never know. Surely you stream. I have no mouth and I must scream. I like how all we do whenever we write about AI is talk about how fucking awful it's gonna be. And for some reason, we're still investing billions of dollars to make it a reality. Like, every time we think of a story about artificial intelligence, it's just like, and then it turned evil and killed us all. And then it turned evil and fucked us all. And we're just like, yeah, bro, let's make more. Let's make as many of them as we can. Let's teach them how to lie. No, let's not teach them how to lie. Let's realize that they know how to lie already, and that we don't know why they know how to lie. And let's keep making them anyway, even though we don't know why they know how to lie. That will have no consequences on the story down the line. It's just like, oh my god. You know, you can use the umbrella for this guy too, and I don't know why I never considered that. Thought just never even crossed my mind, really. Okay. Well, that was a pretty rough start. But we're gonna come back. He does a lot of terror build-up in New Game Plus. A lot more than he was doing last time. I don't want to use the umbrella necessarily, because we didn't have to the first time around, but we might. His terror might be a little too much for us right now. Because this is rough. Just gonna go over here somewhere. Fuck it. What does it matter? That didn't actually seem to block any of the terror buildup though, just the damage. So maybe it is actually less practical to use the umbrella. Maybe we should just keep going at him. Oh, we ran out of goop. What no goop does to a hoe. Nice. We just gotta clutch up for this second phase real quick. Damn roaches. Oh. Every time he teleports away, it's crazy. Where's he going? There he is. Oh, dude, he's just so good at his aim with that freaking beam, dude. He's way better than Renala. Fuck. Too many R's, man. How is one to keep track of them all? Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Can you shoot through this? Probably not. Oh! He ate his words rather fast, unfortunately. And all who knew him wept. Alright. Now how do we get to the depths? You can do a death blow when he jumps. Really? I think I have it, but I have no idea how it works. Or if you have to equip it or anything like that. I know some of the skills have to be equipped. Where did we drop down at? From? I think it was the other direction, so we're gonna go out this way. It was not the other direction, it was definitely this way. Does this lead anywhere? The only person who's ever heckled me in a non-creepy way was a really drunk black woman in the restaurant I worked at back when I was a server. It was like real late at night. She was fucking shit-faced drunk. Her friend was trying to talk her out of it.
Will you be cast out or throw yourself in?
What?
If you wish to go to the very depths of Ashina, then you best cast yourself out. Over there. The depths of Ashina are over there.
Oh, isn't that convenient? That's exactly what I was looking for. Oh, I have to grapple, don't I? I almost forgot about that. Although we're trying to get lower anyway, maybe I should have just let myself fall. Because why are we climbing if we're trying to get to the depths? Clearly we should go deeper. swamp. See, this is interesting, though. This is not the first way we got to the depths. Cannot like depths that much. I don't know if I'd say I like it that much, but it's where we need to go next if we're gonna fight the next boss. I don't know, it's a decent area. I like getting out of the same generic Ashina streets that we spend most of the game in. So it's got that going for it, I guess. I don't know, I wouldn't say I like it that much. Damn. 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 We might be fucked here, guys. This isn't going to plan. Should have killed some of the street levels out first before I worried about this guy. Anyone over here? Oh, goddamn. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to get the fuck out of here. Fuck it. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Oh my god, get me out of here. We made a terrible, terrible mistake. Oh shit, where do I go from here? Oh, I can't get up any higher. Okay. Let's just, Fuck, where am I going? Oh, Jesus. He's gonna shoot the shit out of me. Okay. Let's try to spend some of this. I want to marry the Snake Eyes. He out here saying I can't like fucking Ashina Depths that much. There's no way you like the Snake Eyes that much. Unless you just really like a fellow who knows how to use a gun. Alright, let's see here. Where are we going? What are we doing? Upgrading our axe?
What are you?
The sculpt item. Yeah, but if
Type shit.
You.
Damn, we can't buy anything, actually. We need fulminated fucking mercury for everything. Where the hell do we get fulminated mercury? Well, we could buy this. But we can't because we don't have this, which requires fucking fulminated mercury. I need a mercury dealer stat.
So. That's right. And that's sure.
There's 3 drops of it in main game, and then you have to farm the red gun guys late game for it. I think I'd rather put a cheese grater up my ass. But so be it, I guess. What a pain that's gonna be. I might have to roll another one just because of that. Fucking fulminated mercury. She can fulminate my mercury any day. You reckon Doctor Doom wears a butt plug? Yes, but not for any sexual reasons. It's because he's scared of Ant-Man. It's just one last line of defense. He has another one in the other end as well, but that's just horrific, so I try not to think about that too much. I try to push that thought way down. I feel like no amount of lube in the world would make a cheese grater any less unpleasant. You like Hank Pym Ant-Man or Scott Lang? Well, I don't like MCU Hank Pym, because he's just a boring old man. But I think that, like, comics Hank Pym Ant-Man is more interesting than Scott Lang. Scott Lang in the MCU is just another quipster, but everyone in the MCU is a quipster, so he doesn't really have anything that makes him that special or interesting. Like, oh wow, you're a superhero that makes jokes in the middle of battle. I can't think of any other superhero that has that as their main stick. I watched Avengers Mightiest Heroes. It was good. Wasp a baddie in that show, too. Oh, dude, I still vividly remember one of the first times I started to get into Marvel, like one of my first like MCU, or not even MCU, just Marvel in general, like phases where I started looking for Marvel products. I found this random old animated Hulk movie, and it's retelling the Planet Hulk story, the same thing that we see in Thor Ragnarok, or that is implied in Thor Ragnarok, with like the planet with the Grand Master and all that shit. Except the animated version is like a lot more faithful to the comic, and it gets fucking dark, dude. At one point, this like weapon drops down that like it's like a firebomb that nukes this whole area. And one of the characters is running with a child in their hands, and it fucking evaporates the child to dust in their hands, like burns them to ash, and their corpse just fucking disintegrates. I was like, okay, dude, this is not the MCU that I was familiar with. This is not the Marvel that I had been aware of. Marvel, I didn't know you had such game. Dude, the first time I watched that shit, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, we're just going there, huh? Fuck them, fuck the kids, burn them, burn them alive. Kids like fucking crying and shit. I was like, damn, okay, Marvel. Marvel, this is the R-rated Marvel that everyone wants, apparently. Who knew? We've had it the whole time. We just have to look further back. There's other shit in that movie that's crazy too, but that was for sure the darkest thing ever. I almost laughed. It was so dark, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was just so crazy and unexpected. My only, like, Marvel exposure was 2 MCU movies at the time. So, you know, I'm thinking, you know, Marvel's a little scared to get serious. Apparently not. Who, okay. I obviously know that W isn't, because W is just behind the times. He's an old man. But who here is actually caught up on Eastern Exiles? I want to say we're on chapter like 385 or something like that of this arc. Well, not, this is the chapter of the story, but like where we're at in the arc. Because I won't lie, for the first time I have slightly mixed feelings. My feelings haven't wrapped all the way around to being fully positive just yet. They did Kang good in that show? Yeah. Yeah, I think Kang is pretty good in that show. Honestly, I liked Kang and Loki. It's just such a shame that Ant-Man ended up being trash, and then the actor ended up being a fucking weirdo or whatever. All of Kang's potential reduced to ash. Much like that child on that random planet. Reduced to ashes. Ain't the actor in a new movie that hates Islam? In which one? Or in which movie? Was it all the build up to Kang and not Doom? It was. The plan was originally supposed to be that we would have our next Avengers movie be Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. And then after that, we would have Avengers Doomsday. But they were like, alright, bro, well, this guy fucked it up, and we can't recast, because Marvel was scared of recasting for some reason. Marvel genuinely, like, trembles in their boots anytime the word recast is mentioned. One endorsed by Ben Shapiro? I honestly don't know. I'm not familiar with that drama. Shame about Kang Dynasty? I mean, I was never really excited for Kang Dynasty, but I do think that them rushing everything because their plans changed is really bummy. Do the Ava theme again? What's it called? A Cruel Angel's Thesis? No, there's a few of them that I like besides just that one. What's the one called? Oh, I have to look it up now. It's like the battle theme that plays every time they're in like the strategy phase against an angel. Decisive Battle, that's what it's called. If I could, without getting like copyright struck, I would include that in the background of like all of my all of my like streams and shit. Anytime we're spending like 2 hours fighting the same boss. Anytime I go muted or anything, you just hear that playing. Where's my lighter? I hear that shit in my sleep. Anytime I think of my enemies, that song just plays. I really like the song they used during the fuck, what's it called? Fuck, what's it called? What's it called? During the moment when they're enacting human instrumentality, they and like all the fucking units have like floated up into space and shit. That's not a song that was made for the anime though. That's just like an actual song. What's it called? What is that called? It all returns to nothing. Calm Sister Totem 10's director edit version. Something like that. That's the video. Asuka's kicking ass in the movie. Dude, Asuka's fucking right. Like, she's the most correct person to ever believe in themselves, ever. Of all the narcissists to have ever lived, she is the most correct narcissist ever. She is genuinely that guy. And she's so right about the fact that she just is that guy. Her first battle in the show is in the middle of an environment that they have never once ever experienced combat in. They've never even tested these suits in the water. And she's just like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's fight this motherfucker in the middle of the ocean. What wasn't made for ocean combat? Who decided that? Dude, watching all of Neon Genesis is just saying, Shinji, what the fuck are you doing 300 times an episode? 90% of the problems in the show are caused by him being such a pathetic, whiny bitch who won't just get off his fucking ass. God damn it, I am a fucking Ava pilot. I'm just stuck fighting stupid knockoffs because Shinji won't get off his fucking ass and help me. Yeah, no, she fights they're not angels, they're the enhanced units. They're fuck, why can I not think right now? They're Avas, but they're the new ones that have the fucking special thing in them. They have the angel cores in them, basically. Or whatever. See, here's what really fucks me up about the hospital room thing, though, is that Shinji is such a bitch that even when he's actually given a chance to, in the moment, be romantic or be, you know, like a sexually available person, he doesn't take it. He's such a whiny fucking loser that he'll only take that moment when it's depriving someone else because he's just such a coward. He's such a fucking pathetic coward. If he had asked straight up, Asuka, you want to lay pipe? She probably would let him. She's not exactly a very sexually tight person. She wants to get down. Like you're creeping on someone, not only which is already just fucking weird, but someone that you wouldn't even need to creep on if you would just be 2% less fucking weird. She didn't recover from surgery before that, right? I don't know. She gets like low-key mind raped by one of the angels, and then she goes like comatose, and then after that she runs away and starts starving herself and like trying to kill herself through starvation, and they bring her back and she's all like emaciated and shit. And then she wakes up from being comatose and emaciated and shit with nothing but some fluids that they've put in her. Immediately gets in an Ava, 1v7s, fucking 7 Avas for like 10 minutes, bro, while Shinji does fuck all for the 9,000th time. The whole show is just Asuka and Rei, bro, doing everything while Shinji just whines and bitches the whole time. I don't want to do my job, said the guy before he went to do his job. Maybe we're all Shinji. Maybe deep down. Yeah, they were the mass-produced Evas. It was Eva 5 through 13. And they had the something engine. It's called like the S2 engine. That's what it's called. The Super Solenoid, the S2 engine, which is like an artificial version of the Angel's core. I don't know. I never related too much to Shinji. Don't get me wrong, I am also, you know, absolutely just full of depression and negativity. But unlike Shinji, I feel like a little bit different. I feel more like an Asuka personally. You know, I'm gonna handle this shit. If it was me personally, all I'm saying is they tell me to get in the Ava. I'm getting in the fucking Ava, and I'm doing my job. Like maybe that's the hot take of the century, but I'm gonna do my fucking job and quit being a whiny little bitch. I can't solve the daddy issues, can't solve the mommy issues. That's just my life, apparently. If I was Shinji, mind you. But, piloting the Ava and not being a whiny bitch about it, yeah, I can do that. He apparently can't. Yeah, the S2 drive is what allows them to fucking self-repair and shit. %. And I'll tell you why. I'll get real deep for a second. I'll get real deep and personal for a second. For reasons that I do not know, I feel a great emotional disconnect from anyone that I've ever known. To say that I even love my family would be hard to say at times, because I feel so isolated. Like an island on an ocean far away. And even with that being the case, when I have to get down to business and get shit done, I don't whine like a little bitch, man. I get shit done. I don't got a bitch. That sucks. But you don't see me being a fucking creep about it either. The difference between me and Shinji is that when I'm in the hospital room, I don't whip my dick out. And I'd get in the fucking Ava, dude. Like, it's just not that hard. If you think about the sheer number of people that die because Shinji is too much of a bitch to just get in the fucking Ava, it's astonishing. It's an astonishing number. Like father, like son, just murder just like runs in their veins. Sorry, involuntary manslaughter, I guess you would call Shinji's case. His dad runs away just the same. See, this might be a hot take, but I would argue that not being able to recognize the sins of your father and grow from them to be a better person, and instead going down the same path, makes you ultimately the one responsible. I think everyone has a choice whether they're gonna let the legacy of their blood corrupt or corrode them, at least to some extent. Anyone can break the family curse if they try hard enough. See, I wouldn't even say that I'm like very isolated away from others physically, but I just don't really relate to anyone. Damn, he hit me through the shit. It's crazy. Damn! Don't be doing that. Kicking my ass, bro. It's wild as shit. Really now? Like, fuck this. We outie. Shit ain't even fucking worth it. Come on now. Fuck off, dude. Climb the fucking rock, brother. Stop that. Stop that. You know what the problem is? They didn't have a beach episode. If they had had a beach episode to really get to know each other, I feel like most of the problems could have been solved by just like better teamwork. During the 2 whole episodes where they work well as an effective team, all 3 of them, they actually get quite a bit done. They're kind of moving pretty different as a squad. Like, stopping the one that falls from space is just like, dude, what? The most suicide mission of all suicide missions. Yeah, bro, we're just gonna catch it. If you miss, it'll take out a fucking area the size of Manhattan, but it's alright, bro. Just catch it. The highest stakes game of baseball ever. Snake Eyes, I knew it was you. Fucking ugly cunt over there. These goddamn gunners, man. Dude, your aim! You are just immaculate. And I don't like that. Okay. Let's real quick crouch somewhere where he can't shoot me so I can actually savor this thing for a second instead of letting it burn away. My phone died, that's so lame. Getting some food right now? What are you eating? And why haven't you DoorDashed me food equal to the amount of food that you're eating right now? This is not loyal fan behavior. I'm just supposed to starve. Let me just stop and scratch my head in this nice poisonous water here. Snake eyes. Fucking cunt. Cunt. Can't fucking see. Damn. Well, that's that. Can't have shit in Ashna. Welcome to the stream, Achilles. Oh my god, dude. Like, why does just, like, everyone and their fucking mom aggro, dude? Fuck all the way off, bro. Bunch of Nicholases camped out in some random ravine. I didn't know he found a fucking way to clone himself. I'm honestly surprised he's not sitting down here with his fucking... Who did he used to play the most? Core for a while there. Stopping to savor me grass. Like any true Boletarian would. No red? Yikes. It's pretty lame. Bro's protecting the shit water. My god. No, I imagine it's... Oh shit. I imagine it's probably poison because of the snake. Ooh. That was pretty close. Shirahagi. Is that a girl's name? Shirahagi? Ah, well that fucking blows. I just want to fight one of you at a time. Like, that'd be so nice. Yo, the way the game prevents you from falling off ledges is actually so distracting. Or, like, so bizarre. Like, this is so straight. Oh, okay, well, you can hit me through that, sure. Sure! Sure, brother. Okay. Can you stop fucking sucking each other's toes for a second so I can actually just, like, fight one of you? Like, thank you. Stop that. Oh, come on. Brother. I did it a second ago, but now it just doesn't want to let me get it. There we go. Too far away to savor any of the gold, though. Where's he at, actually? There he is. I've never paid attention to where she starts. I think she starts right in front of the cave entrance. Interesting that touching the poison makes her mad. Shirahagi, keeper of the poison, apparently. Okay, bitch. It ain't never that serious. She's immune to poison. Well, I mean, her being immune to the poison doesn't surprise me. Only her not liking me touching it. Where is she? I think she's down there still. Do I have my... I do have mortal drawback. See, we put all that work into getting the axe, but low-key it's not that great. The mortal draw is just a much better use of emblems. I don't know, I don't think we really are in dire enough strait to need a whole strategy. I think we just gotta play a little more careful.
Get out of the poison. It's lame. Come on now. What exactly is the lore reason behind why the Snake Eyes gets to die twice? Does she have snake heritage? It's almost like Divine Dragon heritage, just a little bummier. Goodbye. Why are we doing this again? I think because we wanted to get into the cave. Right? Yeah. This is definitely a different route than we took the first time, though. Where are we going? So far, other than Divine Confetti for the ghosts, I haven't used consumables for any of the bosses. And unless like I really have to, I'm gonna probably keep it that way. Like the Divine Confetti is kind of necessary because the ghosts are designed around it, but anything else is just like, we don't really need it. Doing sure ending, probably, just because it would get us the most achievements that we're missing. Even though the idea of siding with Owl's bummy ass is just like so disgraceful. I just fundamentally disagree morally with ever doing it, but it looks like we're gonna do it. Oh, hello there. I forgot you were down here, Sir Headless of the fuckhole. This is going to suck. I just didn't know he was down here, I'm gonna be honest. That kind of fucked everything for this. We need to get out of here. I mean, I knew he was down here, but I didn't remember that he was down here. Oh my god, get me out of this nightmare. And I wasted a Divine Confetti, too. It's besides the point, though. Do Sure Ending, unlock the Gauntlet of Sure, it gives you a cool Sure skin. See, okay, I was curious whenever I saw that there were skins. I guess every ending gets its own skin, maybe. Malcontent on Headless, it will make it stun for 3 shots. I don't know, we might come back for this Headless fight. Just so that we can do it again. We already got all this stuff from doing it the first time around, but the gold wouldn't be nothing to scoff at, I guess. Oh, okay, this is how we fight. What's his face? Fuck me, dude. Okay, well, you enjoy it down there, but that's not what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for the way up into the place. Maybe it's the same. Maybe you have to run past that dude. Or I guess fight him. Or do what we did the first time and accidentally send him flying to his death. Suppose all three are optional. Is there any way through over here? Yeah. Where the skill named Soccer Dance and Severance gives you the skin Tengu of Ashina. Oh man, going into the hardest boss fight in the game with no heals, this is a dangerous thing. You gotta be really careful, guys. This might be a run-ender. No heals and no life to spare against the hardest boss in the game, guys. Holy shit. This is good. This is kind of scary. Okay, guys. I think we got lucky this time. Next time, oh god, who knows what'll happen next time. But that was... I can feel my heart pounding. That was rough. That was the hardest boss fight that I've ever fought, actually, in a Souls game. Even harder than Prime Consort Radon, for sure. This was the moment where FromSoft really crossed the line and went too far. Luckily, we're just so good at video games. We're just so fucking good at video games that we obviously expertly took down the Mist Noble without shedding a drop of blood. As one does. I'm gonna upload like a post saying that I no-hit run all of Sekiro, and then I'm gonna include that clip of me doing the Mist Noble as the rock hard proof that I'm telling the truth. Dude, you don't believe me? Look, I'm doing it right here. Look, I didn't take any damage. You don't think I could do that for an entire run? Dude, I got this. I forgot where this leads. Mibu Village, Corrupted Monk, Wedding Cave. Sorry, I keep like a small alien trapped inside me to remind me of things if I ever forget. It's like a small little parasite slug. It's cool. Back in my day, we called them phantasms. What's the point of this? Yeah, okay, there is another way to get down here. But it's a one-way, it looks like. Because, how did I get to Guardian Ape originally? Because this is not the route that we took. We did this whole area after we had already beaten the ape. Or, like, while we were already having discovered the ape. We went to the ape first and went back down to here. How did we do that the first time? I have no memory of this. Damn, yeah, I don't know. I just do not remember. The snake. We went somewhere where the snake was mad at us and we fell into the water because it broke a bridge. And then when we were in the water, we swam somewhere. And that led us to the ape the first time. But I have no fucking clue where that bridge was. It was like in the back of Ashina Castle. Near like the reservoir and shit. Welcome to the stream, Benito. Hope you're doing pretty good. Damn, did I just walk in a big circle again for like the 19th time? I'm just trying to sleep, but can't. I feel that sleep usually eludes me. Doing pretty good right now. Just trying to find our way back to Headless Ape. Because I just don't remember where that boss was. See, this is a big fucking circle, bruv. We must need the key, the gun fort key, but I have no idea where we got that the first time. That shit could have been anywhere. But yeah, Mibu Village and Headless Ape are the two things we have next to do on our roster. I want to do Headless Ape first. We're taking a very different run than we did our first time around. Not even intentionally either. I have no idea what route we took the first time, and the route that we're taking this time is just like as different as it could be within the the limitations, of course. Yeah, I don't remember where we got this key from the first time. Not a clue. Let's go ahead and rest real quick while I ponder. And by ponder, I mean use my power of prophecy to confront Google. Oh, I just have to go speak to Kuro. That's easy enough. Our goal this stream is going to be to basically make it all the way up to Father Owl. If not further than that. Like, at the very least, that's where I want to get to before we end off.
Still so much dust.
Alright. Where you at, bud? In the library, I think. Yeah.
This dust is awful.
I have returned.
Oh, Wolf, you're back. Did you meet with Lord Ishin?
I did. He said the mortal blade. It could be the key to severing immortality.
The mortal blade. I see. Yes, that seems promising.
As you say.
For my part, I hunted for any books that may contain clues about the aroma of the Fountainhead. It seems Lord Takeru indeed sought a way to reach the divine realm. So far, I found one piece of relevant information.
What is it?
A flower.
A flower?
First, read this.
What is...
Lord Takeru left it behind. I was looking for information on the Fountainhead aroma and how it relates to the divine realm. There is water that flows from the Fountainhead through Ashina, and the book speaks of a white lotus flower that grows where the water pools deeply. It appears to be one component of the Fountainhead aroma.
A place where the Fountainhead waters pool deeply. Perhaps in a deep valley?
Yes, indeed. The sunken valley may be the place. The Fountainhead waters should flow into there.
Where is this sunken valley?
It's beyond the woods to the rear of the castle. There's a shrine dedicated to the White Serpent deep in the woods. As the name implies, the sunken valley is just below that place. There's no proper path down there, but a man of your talent could navigate it.
My lord, this is for you.
This is a document written by one who sought the Fountainhead aroma.
I see.
It says there's a fragrant stone in some sacred village, but I've never heard of such a village.
It is beneath Ashina.
Now that you mention it, about the well near the Moonview Tower, I've read it may have some connection with the bottomless hole. This may be worth investigating.
I will take a look.
Good. The text did say to throw oneself. I wonder what that could mean.
Maybe that's how we got there the first time. Or maybe that's how we got to the depths for the first time. I'm not sure.
A place to throw oneself. I've seen a place where that might be possible.
You have?
There is a great, seemingly bottomless hole in the abandoned dungeon outside Ashina Castle. An old woman there. She told me to throw myself in.
But the place you throw yourself into, you believe it's connected to somewhere?
Yes. I felt a faint wind blowing in from the direction of the Torii Gate. I think I will try jumping into it.
It's worth a try, but do be careful. Oh, that's right. That door marked with the outline of a person. Lord Ishin once called it a shinobi shortcut. I haven't a clue how it works, but seeing as he mentioned shinobi, I thought you might know.
Yeah, see, this is how we got to Guardian Ape the first time. Calm down, fish. Taking this way too serious right now. Damn, calm down, bro. Anything over here? Doesn't seem like it. Dude, this guy's relentless. Fish wants to smoke so bad. Alright. Let's see what he's got, I guess. Well, that's a great fucking start. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and run and grab a drink real quick, I think. Ooh, sorry. Forgot to have the device I have the chat pulled up on muted for a second. I'm gonna grab a drink here in a second, but first I'm gonna try to fight our way through here.
I've gotten this old man would...
No. Where you go ahead. Where you find wherever?
crying?
Because I'm sad.
What are you sad about?
I don't know where Lord Sakusa is, or what he's doing. It breaks my heart. If I can't see him, I'd at least like to know. But no matter how many letters I send, he never writes me back. And no one will tell me where he is. Actually, sir, can you tell me? Where is Lord Sakusa?
I don't know.
Oh, you're a liar too. Why must everyone hide him from me? Why would you hide him from me?
Why are you... What?
I did if I know and I can...
I don't...
What? it instead!
The axe is literally just like God's gift to man. It's just so good. Couldn't have won it without the axe. The axe single-handedly saved us the day. First try only because of the axe. Waiting for my bus now. Nice, nice. Off to do the grind. One is forced to imagine. You see, do I have... There, now OBS is working, right? I'll go ahead and get this running. I think I can get this up and going before we even finish. Let's see here. No, I don't want to go look at a video. I just want to read about it. Is there nowhere where I can just read about it? Anyway, welcome back to the stream, Manta. I hope you're doing pretty good. We just got done doing the monk and headless ape. So I think that means we need to return to Ashina Castle. Oh, we need to grab the stone. I didn't grab the stone. Oops. We have to go back and grab the stone. Alright, let's grab our mineral, our rock, and then we'll get moving. I lose track, and my demons consume me. But pay that no heed. Magic rock, are you in here? Cooking up shit in a kettle, straight poo. Magic rock.
Okay. Let's travel back. See, now we can't go there. Because I think as soon as we show up next, Owl will be there and we'll have to fight Owl. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to get accomplished this stream.
Skyrim.
What?
Alright, we got everything done for this stream that I wanted to do. Next stream, we'll pick it back up. We'll beat Father Owl. Or no, we won't beat Father Owl. We'll side with Father Owl, and we'll continue the run from there to get the sure ending. Till then, I'll see y'all next time, though. I do have another stream coming out here for the rest of the night, though, for some more entertainment.